Test, test. freaky.
And today's date is,
I can do a Wi-Fi.
That was
hotspot.
weird.
Don't worry about it. Do you have an extra one of? I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
She was gonna do it online, but her
I'm having
computer's not working.
I have one.
Difficulty over here.
Yeah, causing
about it.
trouble.
Trying to be a cool kid.
I'd like to
Yeah,
have more.
well.
So I got 2 more meetings
Yeah.
tomorrow and then Wednesday.
Is Kristen here? Where's Kristen?
No,
We're,
you're not gonna
we're
get there.
taking, we're.
Oh, okay.
Are you coming? Are you coming to Boston?
What? I guess.
Like, I don't know.
Totally. Are we on?
Same.
But you are.
We
I'm
ready?
trying to gauge it too.
Good evening. Welcome to the May meeting of the Merrimack Valley School. It is May, isn't it? It's not on.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, how's that?
There you go.
Thank you. Could we have the attendance, the roll call, please?
Tracy Bricky. Yes, here. Peggy Jones Blanchard.
Here.
Eric Hansen. Sally Hirsch Dickinson.
Here.
Owen Harrington.
Here.
Celie Longnecker.
Here.
Bobby Joe Michael.
Here.
Laura Vincent.
Here.
Jessica Wheeler Russell.
Here.
Melissa Muzzy. Here. Lori Carey. Here.
Okay, we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could I have a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting? And is there a second? Okay. Additions or corrections? Sally?
I just have 2. In item number 2. Okay, there we go. Item number 2, the commas and the semicolons need to be reversed. So the commas should come after the names, semicolons should come after the towns. And then in item number 15, add a hyphen to systems level and a hyphen to trauma informed. Sure. So item number 2, oh, I'm sorry, 15, add hyphens to systems level and trauma informed.
Anyone else? All those in favor of accepting the minutes as corrected, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm abstaining since I wasn't there.
Okay. I'll now open the floor to public comment for items that are on the agenda. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to comment? Okay. Finance report. Hillary?
Oh, sorry. That's me.
You turn on your mic.
Am I on? Sounds like. Hello? I'm on now. Okay. Pages 7 through 15 of the packet is this month's financial report. You'll see the overages are still mostly related to contracted services, facilities and maintenance, and overtime staff coverage needs. This is the month that usually it's a little bit earlier, but we estimate a fund balance, and right now we're looking at about $500,000.
Are there any questions for Hillary? Could I have a motion to accept the financial report?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good news?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good news is in the packet on pages 17 through 49. Per typical, there are great updates and lots of information in there, lots of celebration of the arts, lots of students in active learning. And we have some representative administrators here who, if the spirit moves them, could add additional good news. Catherine.
Yeah.
Outside artists that come into the elementary schools to present to students, to spirit students, that created artwork in the theme of the presentation that those artists made.
Great. Year of the Arts.
Anything else?
If we stare at Brian long enough, maybe he'll say something.
Are you trying to intimidate us?
No, never.
No. Okay. Student representatives report?
So this past Saturday was prom, and Sam's going to talk a little bit about that more, but I just wanted to recognize him for winning prom king, so I thought that was really good.
Oh,
So the softball team is off to a really good, strong year this year. So their current record is a 7-1 record. They just won their game tonight, 7-0. And then on May 19th is all the National Honor Societies and like Spanish, French, art, and Triam. All the inductions for the new people joining. And then that same night is the awards for the sophomores and juniors, recognizing all the achievements in those grades.
King Sam reporting for duty.
no.
So since the last meeting, we had senior project presentations, which was right before vacation. That went pretty well. We returned back to what we used to have with the community night, and then we presented to our classmates and then did our vision of the graduate presentation, and that all went pretty well. As Katie said, we had prom last weekend, which also went very well. Classic senior prom. It's fun. It's a tradition. Glad I got to do it this year. Graduation is coming up, obviously, on the 11th. That's exciting. I'll be out of here. On that note,
We'll miss you.
thank you. This will be my last meeting because I will be
Oh.
graduated
That's
by the
right.
next meeting. I might pop by if I am available, but this is my final meeting as a school board representative. Obviously, I appreciate being on the team this year. It was a blast. I learned a lot. It was a fun year. And on that note, one final joke. A poodle and a collie are walking together when suddenly the poodle unloads on his friend. My life is a mess, he says. My owner's mean, my girlfriend ran away with a schnauzer, and I'm as jittery as a cat. Why don't you go to see a psychiatrist, suggests the collie. I can't, says the poodle. I'm not allowed on the couch.
We will miss you, Sam,
Thank you.
and best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, moving on to committee reports, policy committee?
Thank you. So we met just before this meeting, so there's no notes in the packet. They'll be in the packet next month. We went over a couple of policies that you will also see next month. We wanted to make sure that you guys had a chance to look at them in the packet. So one's relating to homework and the other one is the reconsideration of instructional materials. So more information on those are coming forward. We also set our next meeting to the 5:30 slot on July 11th. Before the next school board meeting.
No, before the next.
Yeah, not June's meeting, but July's meeting. Are we going to meet at the SAU again? Yeah, it'll be at the SAU.
Okay, well, old
That's under
business
old
is also policy BEDB.
Yep.
Do you want to speak to that?
Yep, so policy BEDB is in the packet. I did not receive any correspondence. I don't think anybody else on committee had received any correspondence, so we'd like to put that through for a second read and acceptance of the policy.
So do you want to make a motion to accept the policy? BEDB.
I'm happy to make a motion to accept policy BEDB.
Is there a second? Are there any changes to this from previous? It's just visiting to be sure it's
Oh, yeah,
on-
there was one.
The only
Thank you.
substantive change to
I
the
thought you meant one last
policy
meeting.
is one to align us with practice. And previously it said board members would get the board packet 7 days prior to the meeting. We changed that to 72 hours, which you still get it before that, but we wanted it to be in line with practice.
Right, because 7 days isn't true.
And
Right,
it
yeah.
doesn't give us time to get
Got
things
it.
when they're,
Okay.
when we're in a lot of our topics are in a timely manner.
Okay.
And my apologies. I was thinking you were asking if there were any changes from the last meeting, so my apologies.
All right, I can't remember. Did
have
we
a
move
first
in
and a
second? Okay.
yes. Any discussion?
Any discussion or questions? All those in favor of accepting policy BEDB, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Where are we?
New business.
New business. Personnel update?
On page 19 of your packet is the list of resignations we've received. 5 teachers have resigned. We have already replaced 3 of the 5 with new hires.
Okay. Any questions for Kathleen? All right, moving on. Manifest and journal entries. We did get them electronically. Did everybody get them? Tracy and I have signed off on them. So we need a motion to accept them.
I'll make that motion. Okay, I have a question.
Okay. Is there
I
a
would-
second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Yes, go ahead, Laura.
I couldn't, it didn't tell me anything. It just said transferred from Merrimack Valley to Merrimack Valley. There's no,
They're in a different form.
The format is different?
They were?
so I
Yeah, it's new.
didn't open up.
It's the new financial accounting system.
Yep.
I don't know if Hillary or Kathleen, you want to speak to that just a little bit? I'm going to pull it up and get an idea of.
I didn't even notice when I looked at them that they were different. Like I looked through them and,
Where you saw who we were paying money to and
Right.
everything?
Yeah.
I couldn't see any of that.
Oh.
oh, no, I saw all that.
Did you scroll down?
Yeah, scroll sideways.
Because there was a cover page, and then if you scroll down, you can see there's pages 1 and 2, pages 1 of
Yeah.
16.
But they didn't say anything.
So,
We'll have to figure it out.
yeah, Laura, I'm looking at
Yeah.
just the first one. It says New Hampshire State Retirement System, direct deposits, federal tax. So that was a payroll. So you get the PRs and then you get the VRs. So I'll click on a vendor run. So on the vendor run, the first one I'm clicking on is 10 pages long. And it says it's got a cover page, as Hillary was alluding to. And then if you look in the payee column, it has 4 imprint, it has ADF flooring, Airgas, Andover School District, AT&T Mobility, Boothby. It has all of the vendors on those sheets.
Referees they got.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, for some reason I couldn't get to them.
Yeah, you just had to scroll, I think. Because each PDF in there is multiple pages.
I tried doing some of that,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
If I continue to have trouble, I can.
Yeah, just reach out to us. We'll let you know.
Reach out and we can get them for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any discussion? All those in favor of accepting the manifest and journal entries as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving right along. For my report, I just want to remind everybody that our first listening session is in Boscawen at 6 o'clock on this Wednesday. I think it's in the cafetorium. Is that what they call it?
Actually, I think Jeff chose a different room. So
Okay,
stay tuned for a room change.
okay.
He told me that they didn't want to have to move a lot of the stuff from the
Hey,
after-school
fair
program.
enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope lots of you will be able to come, and I hope lots of people from the public will come. I'm looking forward to that opportunity to hear from folks. The only other thing I have is you have probably gotten an email from the New Hampshire School Board Association putting out a call for proposed resolutions to be considered at the annual delegate assembly, which is October 1st. The submission deadline is July 25th. So if we are interested in making any kind of a proposal, we have to do that at the latest by our July meeting. With that in mind, if you have something that you think we should propose, please let me and Lori and Melissa know, and we'll get it onto the agenda. Any questions about that? All right, that's all I have. Dr. Worm?
Thank you. First, I wanted to talk about the Pennacook Elementary STEAM Night. It was a huge success. There were over 170 people in attendance at the STEAM Night. And I had the opportunity to run the VR station. So we had a couple of different VR stations, and that line never went down. We had to basically, send them out the door. So kids were learning to virtually climb the side of a mountain and then go across a river hand over hand on a rope at one station, and they were walking a plank on the other station, as we had two of them going on. That's the same plank that when Dr. McLean tried to do it, he got halfway across, his palms got sweaty, and he couldn't make it, even though he knew he was
is
in
all
my
hearsay.
office at the time. So we
I
had
didn't know there was a witness here.
just a bunch of students coming through. So I can certainly speak to those two groups. They were great, but there were activities going on all around school. There were high school volunteers. There were just a ton of staff folks there helping out in any way that they could. So just a great overall night. Another great thing that happened, you may remember the MOA that we had about business partnerships, and we were trying to get some local folks in. Well, the high school put on a career fair on April 15th. And as part of that, we threw the MOA out, and the counselors, and in particular, Mark Shimataro, did just a fantastic job reaching out to a wide variety of businesses in the area. We now have 18 business partners that have done various levels of commitment. You may remember we had like 4 different levels. So on one end would just be coming and doing a career fair, but then the other level is job shadows and internships. We had 8 of them that want to do job shadows and internships, our level 4 agreement. So we're working to get our business partner page up on the website to put some of the links to their companies as part of our giving back to them, and we're going to take them up on their offers. So we've been meeting to try to discuss how we might bring them together to really, formalize it and thank them for becoming partners. So that's been great. You've heard me talk in the past about Donors Choose, which is a way that a teacher can write, an idea down, very non-edu speak. It's just, this is what I'd like to do. And donors from around the country, actually around the world, if they like the idea, they throw money towards it. Well, during Teacher Appreciation Week, there were some matching funds. And as part of that, with the extra grants that our folks wrote, we ended up getting an additional $3,500 worth of funding towards our classroom projects just during that 1 week. So I think, I'm going to just do, 3 great news things and then pass it on. So thank you.
Thank you. Great news. The other doctor?
Okay, thank you. I have been working on my fear of virtual heights. I'll have you know it's going poorly. First of all, congrats to Sam, and thank you for your service to the board. We're going to miss you. I hope that your prom king acceptance speech had a joke in it.
There was no speech.
Oh.
I didn't know I was supposed to give a speech.
All right, well, maybe that's something. Maybe that's something you can work on. And Katie, I think you have some time now to compile your jokes for next year. There's a little pressure because they have to be corny. Okay, and if they involve pets, sometimes that's a big hit. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, dad jokes. I'm sure there's probably some good literature out there somewhere. So as you heard Randy allude to, last week was Teacher Appreciation Week. So thanks to all of the parent-teacher organizations in all of our schools who really went above and beyond to appreciate our teachers. We had people clapping for teachers as they were leaving the parking lot in Webster, I believe. just showing that their appreciation. It was really heartwarming and sincere to see some of the efforts that were taking place. And it's just, teachers should be appreciated every day, but formally they're appreciated in all roles, not just teachers. All multiple roles within the district are appreciated last week. So last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, so I just thought I'd bring it up. We are also in the midst of hiring season, and I thank the board for allowing me to execute contracts. That's been very beneficial, and we've been able to attract and retain, and bring in some very talented people. And it's always a breath of fresh air to see new people coming in with different perspectives, enthusiasm, and we tell people all the time that we want to learn from their perspective, that one of the things that we pride ourselves on is people thinking differently. If they see a process or something that we do, we want people to question that. Our least favorite response is we do it that way because we've always done it that way. And we're really trying to cultivate that mindset, and we try to have our actions follow through with our words. So that's been very, very invigorating to have new people come into the district, give them the elevator speech, and have contracts ready for them. So thank you, board. I'm using my newfound power wisely. We had a successful SAU meeting between now and our last MV board meeting. There are folks who were able to take a well-deserved break. I'm saying some folks are able to do that because our folks in our business office are working extraordinarily hard on the new financial software. It's 436 hours of training. And I know you guys have heard me say this before, and it's brutal. And they're working extraordinarily hard. They're working overtime. They're figuring things out. We have new reports that we have to see as a result of that. But if it wasn't for the diligence, talent, and hard work of the folks in our business office, it would not be successful. They remind themselves every day that it's going to be good. It's going to be okay. We're bringing in counselors because they're starting to have a little Stockholm syndrome with their trainer. But they're working extraordinarily hard. So I don't know how many hours are left. I don't like to ask. I can't even look at them. I think it's about 100 hours or so left. But they're troopers for what they're doing. They're working so hard. You heard Celie talk about the meeting in Bosquen. Reminder, it's going to be 6 p.m. Wednesday at Bosquen. And we also have the MVSD mission statement meeting tomorrow night at the high school. And we have a sign-up form. Last I checked, there were 20-ish or so people that had signed up. And the reason why we have a sign-up form for that is so that we have some taste testing. We figured armies march on their stomach, and we wanted to be able to have an idea of how much food to prepare for the taste testing. So we will continue to watch that. It's tomorrow, though. So we're looking forward to that, some interactive conversations. We have a nice ticket to leave focused on the MVSD mission. The intent of this is to align all of our vision and mission work across all of our schools, begin that alignment, so that we have a pre-K through 12 look at the vision of a graduate. Although that work has started in earnest and it's been very detailed here, it's very connected to previous work with Portrait of a Learner, some of the IB strategies that we had in place. And our intent and what we will do is we'll make sure that all of our arrows are pointing in the same direction, and they all culminate with a vision and mission statement that overarches all of those things. So it's a lot of work, but it's what we do. It's good stuff.
Okay.
And Randy and I completed all of our new teacher meetings. We completed a little bit later this year than we have in previous years. And again, I'm sure that Pam Hill's ears were ringing during this. Everyone just sings her praises and thinks that she has some sort of mystical ability to show up whenever they have a question. And my thought is they just have a lot of questions and Pam just shows up. But all of our new teachers, we have a very good teacher mentor program and a new teacher orientation program. In fact, we've been asked to present. You've heard Randy talk about the fact that we've been asked to present about this. It's a strength of this district that we have that. And our new teachers, for the first 2 years of their time here in the Valley, benefit from that. In fact, Andover teachers benefit from it as well. That's part of the connection, one of the benefits Andover has from the connection with Merrimack Valley. And Pam Hill just does a terrific job. And Randy and I have been trying to augment that, and anything that we can do to provide resources and supports to make that happen. We're always looking for opportunities for that. So we're very thankful. And we've finished our new teacher meetings. We bring our last cup of coffee, last Thursday, Randy? Yeah. And we're in the home stretch. You'll notice the sun's still out. If I stop talking pretty soon, maybe the sun will be out when we leave. And we're in the home stretch. So when you hear people talking about prom, that means we're entering into award season and graduation season and commencements and all of those types of things. So we're definitely in the home stretch. So strap in.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Topics for the next board meeting?
Celia, I asked if we could have Becky Kennedy come and talk about her first year.
Yeah.
And how things are going. And I'm not sure if next month or the month after. I talked with,
Yeah.
She's
We
all
may-
set for July.
she is all
Set for July.
Okay,
I
good.
think
Thanks.
the June agenda is really
It's
full.
Jam-packed, that's what I thought.
So July would be a great time.
Thanks.
Yes. Okay, that's on for July. Anyone else? All right, I remind you, if you have thoughts on proposals for the New Hampshire School Board Association, it would be good to at least have a draft of those for June so we could, because we have to vote on them by July. Okay? So I'm not saying we need to do that, but if somebody has something that they want to do in that regard, now's the time. All right? Anyone else? Okay, public comment. Anyone? Yes, Louise.
Louise, if you could give all of them a minute when you get your mic so that all of our loyal followers at home can.
They might not want to hear me. Thank you. Is it all set to go?
It is.
Okay, thank you. Today, I happened to come across an article with niche school ratings for 2022. Now, I realize we have been through COVID, but all schools in New Hampshire went through COVID. I realize many students do not take these tests, but that happens all over the state. But these tests, to me, are a type of benchmark that tells what our students are doing. I was very disappointed that in the article it stated, quote, Merrimack Valley High School in Pennycook and the CSI Charter School in Pennycook were not ranked, but received overall grades of a C. My question is, what is our problem and why can't we do better? On another subject, does any teacher in the Merrimack Valley School District use AMAZE, amaze, it's all capital letters, videos as a teaching tool? Our amaze videos approved for use by the school board or school administration. I have watched several of these videos and they are, in my opinion, graphic and unacceptable to be shown to any student, and I just hope we haven't used it and we never will. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Could I have a motion to go into non-public session under RSA 91-A 311B?
So moved.
Is there, okay. Roll call.
Tracy
Vote.
Bricky,
Yes.
Lori Carey,
Yes.
Sally Hurst Dickinson,
Yes.
Owen Harrington, Peggy Jones Blanchard,
Yes.
Celie Longnecker.
Yes.
Bobby Joe Michael.
Yes.
Melissa Muzzy.
Yes.
Jessica Wheeler Russell.
Yes.
Laura Vince.
Yes.
Okay.
For those of you at home, there will be no action coming out of non-public session, so we will be ending the feed at this time.